Now recognize the ranking member of the full committee, Mr. Raskin, again for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Mr. Alford, you served in the first Trump administration and the second Trump administration, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Am I correct in deducing you are a Republican?
Yes, correct.
Thank you for your testimony. I'm wondering about this. What's the greater threat today to a healthy and competitive U.S. economy? Corruption in our own antitrust agencies or foreign countries' enforcement of their antitrust laws?
I would say the former. The concern for protecting the U.S. market is absolutely critical to the American people. And what we want in the United States is vigorous antitrust enforcement that will protect the average American. And that is being undermined now in light of the undue influence of lobbyists.
The DOJ manual begins by stating the legal judgments of the Department of Justice must be impartial and insulated from political influence. Can you share with the Judiciary Committee what you saw as the second most senior political appointee at the Antitrust Division of DOJ relevant to that principle?
Yes, obviously I have to be careful with respect to government deliberative privilege, but as has been publicly reported, lobbyists are pervasively involved in every level of the Department of Justice, trying to influence the outcomes, not based on the merits, but based on relationships that these lobbyists have with particular individuals in power. My written testimony actually goes into detail of numerous different articles that sort of outline that kind of problem.
So in that context, if our antitrust system is failing because it's being overrun by insider influence, political lobbying, money contributions, and so on, what do you think the role of this deflection is towards international antitrust in the conversation about what needs to be happening in America?
Well, obviously, if you really want to focus on the politicalization of antitrust enforcement, we should focus about fixing our problems at home first and foremost. With respect to concerns about what is happening abroad and the extent to which there's discrimination, most of the cases that are being addressed with respect to European antitrust enforcement have very close parallels to exactly the same kinds of cases that are being brought in the United States by Republican administrations, as well as Republican state attorneys general, as well as private parties. You can go down the list and look at what the European cases are and then find parallels in the United States.
So you've taught both international antitrust and domestic antitrust for decades at Notre Dame Law School and other places. Can you explain, can you put in just a common parlance what it means to American citizens, American consumers, small businesses, if we depart from strong antitrust enforcement and instead let the whole system be overrun by insider influence and big money?
Well, just last month, the Rasmussen poll had a survey of whether or not American people support vigorous antitrust enforcement, and the results were overwhelming American support for vigorous antitrust enforcement. And so what we fear and what we think is happening is that rather than having cases decided on the merits, there are cases that are being resolved based on political relationships. And when that happens, there is a corrupting influence that happens throughout the government. And the risk is real that without the contributions of state attorneys general or private litigation or careful judicial oversight, that the good work that the Antitrust Division is trying to accomplish, that Gail Slater is trying to accomplish, will not be possible.
So, but again, if you would break it down for us, and I'm talking about like the original principles of antitrust, if we allow for greater and greater concentration, consolidation of corporate power and control over markets, what does that mean to consumers in terms of prices? What does it mean to workers in terms of wages? And what does it mean for the possibility of other businesses to enter into the competitive sphere?
Sure. So obviously, if there's not vigorous antitrust enforcement, then the pocketbook issues that are central to the American people with respect to housing, healthcare, agriculture, entertainment, the whole variety of different industries that are critical to the American people, all of those prices will go up. There will be lower quality and less innovation and fewer entrants.
Very good. I yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.